Welcome back. Season 2 of the Bird's Nest. The boys are back. We're excited. NFL season starts tomorrow or today when you guys will see this. Um, Back with the same crew. We're just missing one right now. Yeah, boys, welcome back.
NFL season starts tomorrow. Can't be more excited than this, right?
No,
Got a bunch of
Time
predictions.
of the year.
Gonna be going
Let's
through
go,
everything for you
man.
guys today. Hey, should we just jump into it right away? We've been shooting the ship for a while here.
Oh yeah, baby. Let's do
All right,
it.
well,
yeah, like yesterday I walked outside on my way to class and I felt this nice little crisp breeze. Had the weather had a little air, had a little smell to the air. I'm like, it's football season.
oh, it's
It's
definitely
Almost
football
Halloween
season.
It's
too.
football
Good
weather.
air, baby.
Football weather. There's nothing better than football weather.
No, nothing,
Nothing.
nothing at
That
all.
Halloween vibe too with
Oh
football.
yeah. A nice fall. The fucking leaves are blowing. Oh,
Uh,
That smells in the air, man. Kickoff soon. Kickoff is very soon. Before we start, shout out the socials. The Bird's Nest on TikTok, Bird's Nest on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Should get rolling. We should be more consistent with that. We should try at least. But mainly the TikTok. That's where we post most of the stuff. Gonna be more active as the season goes on. More reactions, all that good stuff. But yeah, we're gonna go through accolades, Super Bowl picks, literally all things NFL and some college football at the end. Doesn't get any better than that. So let's just jump
so
into it, I guess, Drew. Starting off with accolades,
yeah,
we'll go with MVP first. Who wants to shoot first?
Gosh, let's hear it.
all right.
Let's hear it.
Dude, I obviously wanted to take the boy Josh, but I'm gonna roll with Byrock's boy. Give me Goff, dude.
Wow.
Dude, over 3/4 of his game he's playing in a dome. Weather won't be a problem. They got so much weapons over there, dude. The only reason I could see him like not winning it is if because like they just like love Montgomery and Gibbs so much in the red zone. But dude, he's so much weapons, man. I'm excited to watch y'all this season.
Yeah, if that offensive line stays good, bro, there's no reason why he
Yeah,
shouldn't throw
and
4,500 yards and 40 touchdowns.
best O line by a fucking mile, man.
It's stacked offensive line left to right. I love the golf pick, even though he's a little underrated. I don't want to hear the game manager terms anymore. I don't care if he doesn't make the scramble throws or anything like that. He sits in the pocket, he gets the ball to his guys. That's all you got to do in this offense. So I love the pick,
Yeah.
honestly, but I can see how people could hate on it.
Aiden, what about you, kid? Please don't say Brock Purdy.
Please
Please.
don't say Purdy.
nah, it's gonna be Bo
See,
Nix. It's gonna be Bo Nix.
it's not Bo Nix. I'm not that guy. I was looking at Purdy. I was looking at Aaron Rodgers a little. There's one guy to me that is playing for a lot right now.
Let me get
Not
stacked.
money wise, but just hype, talent. He's there. Give me Joe Burrow, man. That guy, people are against him right
I
now.
like the pick.
I think that guy under pressure, he comes, man. I think it's a big year for them. I think there's a lot of haters on Cincinnati. One right there, Mr. Butter. But
I'm one of them.
big
I'm
year
right
for
there
them.
too, bro.
I feel Joe Burrow making it to the playoffs again, big time too.
I'm a big Joe Burrow guy this year.
Y'all are on
I
the
think he's
shiesty
coming
train.
with. I think he's coming back with a little bit different of swag, like different swagger this year. I think. If they get this Chase deal figured out, it'll be definitely help us odds out a little bit. But even so, I think he rips it for at least 4,200.
Yeah, his issue's been staying on the
Yeah.
field. If he stays on the field, we know how good of a quarterback he is. Jamar Chase holding out. I don't really think that matters. He's that talented, so I don't mind the pick there at all as long as the Bengals stay in contention. If they don't make the playoffs, he's probably not going to win it, so I assume you have them making the playoffs. That's not a bad pick right there at all. No, definitely don't like it. Drew, who's your MVP and why?
So my MVP pick is going to be the reigning MVP Lamar Jackson, also the quarterback of Team Birdie.
Wow.
I think the Ravens have a lot. I think the Ravens have a lot to play for this year. They've they've kind of been like the Bills. How they've just been right there. They just can't win in that one game in the playoffs. The addition of Derrick Henry, I think, is gonna help spread out that offense a little bit. And Keaton Mitchell, he'll get back probably midway through the season. Zay Flowers, I love Zay Flowers as a wide receiver. I think he has a huge year. Andrews is coming back. Hopefully he stays healthy. The offense is just loaded, and after an MVP season last year and just constantly being this close to the Super Bowl, I think this could be a bigger year for Lamar.
And you don't see the voters being like, they always hesitate with the back to back. You don't think it's a contest in your eyes?
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's not a contest. I would just say it's. I mean, I just think he's just gonna have an unbelievable year as as he's been doing. But I think it's kind of getting to the point for the Ravens, just how it is getting to a point for the Bills, where it's like you're constantly in that same spot, and Lamar just I think he's gonna be the guy to push him over the edge.
Hey, it's never a bad pick right there. He's never a bad pick. He's so dynamic. He can put up so many yards on the ground, in the air. Plus, they're going to be pass first this year, and with those weapons, Zay Flowers second year, and that fumble's sitting in his head. So.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to pick either,
Absolutely.
but I'm surprised that we're 4 ways different here because I got C.J. Stroud as my MVP. Look, I mean,
I like CJ a lot.
he's gonna throw the ball a ton. Those weapons are amazing. Last second year quarterback to win an MVP was Lamar Jackson. The one before that was Patrick Mahomes. I could see him taking a step like that. I mean, even he checks every box. He keeps the ball under control, doesn't turn it over. He's gonna throw for a ton of yards. They're gonna be winning. He's got all the intangibles to win MVP. He was 23-5 with his touchdown to interception ratio last season. I expect him to throw even more touchdowns with this offense. And he had the second best yards per game in a rookie year for a rookie who played a substantial amount of games. Since Justin Herbert in 2020 threw 280, I expect him to go over 275 yards per game this year. And he's clutch. He's even clutch. He had 3 game-winning drives last season. There's nothing you could say against C.J. Stroud as long as he keeps the ball safe and they don't lose any games. I don't see that happening. So I have C.J. Stroud as my MVP. Very surprised that we went 4 different ways here. No one picked Patrick Mahomes either.
No one picked Allen either.
No one picked Allen. He was my second as
weapons
Josh
there.
Allen. Yeah, the weapons. And I don't think they're going to make the playoffs personally. So I
The Bills?
I don't know. I was debating
so
them
either.
as my 7 seed. I had them and a couple other teams in the AFC. I don't know. The division's much tougher this year, so I don't see it with Allen as much as I saw it with Stroud. That's what led me this way.
That's fair.
I still think the Bills take care of the Jets. I know the Jets have a lot of hype. The Jets have a lot of hype coming to the season, but I mean, I think we could all say after living in the area that we live in and being around a lot of Jets fans that it's always that's a constant disappointment. And maybe I'm just a naive Giants fan, but I just see it happening again.
Yeah, dude.
Jets
Also,
fans, just get your hopes up.
when Robert Sala's your head coach, you don't expect to go too far.
Exactly.
Hey man, he's
I
got that
can't believe
defense in
Stroud
top
only
shape.
threw 23 touchdowns.
23 touchdowns last season. I'm telling you, he's gonna throw
That's
more,
it?
way more. He's gonna go way over 30. He's gonna go 35 this season. He's gonna throw a ton of yards. It's shocking.
Thing
man.
is, Byrock, he got
I mean,
6
yeah,
primetime-
expectations are high. Expectations are high
primetime
for
games.
Stroud.
They are primetime games, but I don't think it even
6
matters.
primetime games.
I think he steps in the moment. I think
Yeah,
he's a
but
guy that's gonna
it's
excel.
different in those games.
It is very different ball game when those lights are on and you're not playing under the sun. So
Oh yeah.
I don't think it matters for him. I think he's a guy that rises to occasion. So I'm banking on that.
Stroud was my favorite guy coming out of that draft class too. Like I liked him better than Young, even though I knew Young was going to go before him. But I've seen Stroud tear apart Penn State for 2-3 years, and after seeing that, I'm like, this dude's going to be something special. And so far, that's what he's been. But I mean, look, we'll see. Could be a sophomore slump. Probably not, in my opinion.
I feel like he's one of
Probably
those.
not.
I feel like there's one of these guys that's just going to get better and better as he plays with NFL experience. But enough of the
I
MVP.
agree.
Let's get to the Offensive Player of the Year, starting with Aid Carr. Who is your Offensive Player of the Year and why?
So, I'm going to say if he plays all 17, I'm going to go Jamar Chase.
Wow.
If he plays all 17, no conflicts, Jamar Chase. You've seen the breakouts from him. I think this offense really revolves around him now, big time. No mixing anymore. I think he's the guy. If they're gonna pay him the money like that, then he's gotta go like show that he's worth that money. I think he'll take a step. If he doesn't play all 17, I want to say Garrett Wilson, but I just don't know if he'll get enough targets. Get there with those numbers. But
I like both those
why.
picks. I like both those picks. Jamar Chase, I'm a little worried about with the contract, but Garrett Wilson is a sneaky little pick there for a backup. I mean, he could definitely make some noise. He's a great runner. I characterize him as a Devontae Jr. for Aaron Rodgers. Like, he's a crisp route runner. He's going to be open, and I think the targets will be there, even though they should be running it a lot. I like that pick.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll go, and this hurts me to say, especially because I love the dude so much, and I absolutely not have to watch him eat my team up for the next fucking 6-7 years. But I'm taking Saquon. Behind the offensive line that he's gonna have now, and the dynamic offense that he's in, I think he easily runs for over 1,300 yards, add another 800 in the air, and I don't think they'll be doing the tush push that much when they get down to the goal line. You have a guy that could literally just jump over the top of people, and hopefully he stays healthy. He has an offensive line that will hopefully keep him healthy, but I think he's in for a fantastic year, and it's going to be painful to watch every single second of it.
Yeah, the tush push is the only thing I'm worried about. When you get to that 1 yard
Yeah,
line and a play's that successful and you're Nick Sirianni and it's on your sheet and you just see it down there, kind of hard not to dial that number. But yeah, I would agree with you that it's probably less this season. I would say they run it much less than they did before, simply because of Hurts. Last year, that injury was lingering with him, and we saw his play drop off. So I could see them saving the tush push for maximizing its potential in situations where the game's on the line. So
Like
I don't mind that.
fourth and twos, fourth and ones, like midfield. Like I bet they'll go back to the tush push. That's something like where that might be a little different. But in the end zone, it's unnecessary contact for Hurts to keep doing that over and over again.
And no Jason
Like,
Kelsey.
Yeah, no
The
Jason
master.
Kelsey. That's also huge.
Got Big
That's
Dickerson
also
now. Dickerson will do it.
He could definitely get it done.
Oh, bro.
Ush.
All right. As much as I hate to say this, Sab's gonna feel like the man after this. Give me fucking CD, dude.
Wow.
Someone, their run game's so weak over there, dude. They got Zeke and Rico Dowdle as their RB1. Come on.
Dalvin Cook.
Dude, Vaughn.
He was catching like 10 passes a game last year with Pollard there too, and after the ball, that's where he's even better. So someone who's getting that much production and he's that good, it's hard to see him not win it.
Yeah, I don't see regression there at
For
all.
me, when
So.
it's-
Go, Drew.
Yeah. For me, when it comes to CD, it's just like the separation he is able to create and almost every route he runs is what sets him apart from a lot of wide receivers in the league. Like Tyreek, you have his speed. He's going to get his separation just by running fast. But when it comes to CD, like you kind of see like a young Devontae Adams just a little bit faster. He just like every cut, he has 1 foot on the ground and he's out. And I mean, good thing for Dak is Dak obviously still dealing with his contract situation, but so if he makes Dak look good, we'll see what happens there.
Only thing is, I see a lot of teams playing one over him, so they'll have a corner and then kind of a nickel backer, kind of playing like 8 yards off.
Yeah.
If there is no other weapons really, then
There's no
it's all
threats.
fucking double.
Yeah.
Defensive
Yeah,
coordinator is
he
definitely
is
looking that
the
way.
guy there.
Definitely. Other solid.
Byrock,
We're gonna go 4 ways again here because I'm gonna pick Justin Jefferson. I don't. He won it before. He gets 17 games in the season. Last year he was on pace for like 1,800 yards,
Yeah.
and he put up his highest yards per game total at 107 yards a game. They're going to be losing a lot. They're going to be throwing the ball. The quarterback situation doesn't bother me. He's literally that good. Like last year with Nick Mullins, I watched a game against the Lions, and the Lions defense wasn't that great against the pass last year, but man, he was open every play, and Mullins just had to put it somewhere in his catch radius, and he was coming down with it. I think he bounces back. I think he's flying under the radar a little bit with these wide receivers. A lot of talks of CeeDee Lamb, Tyreek Hill. I think he feels like a little chip on his shoulder this season.
Yeah.
They're not going to be winning games, but I definitely see huge production from Jefferson. Nobody else other than Addison. I don't think Addison's holding it towards Jefferson. He's always your first read. Sometimes you just got to give him a chance, and most of the time he comes down with it. Us, because probably one of the greatest catches I've ever seen at Buffalo. So yeah, I got
Dude,
Justin Jefferson.
Probably the biggest choke I've ever seen in
Dude,
Buffalo.
that game was awful, bro. Oh my gosh.
Also,
How do we choke that game?
plus 1,200 is just I like that value for a guy like that. He's already won the award. He stays healthy. I see this as no problem for Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, that does have some juice.
I think
Flying under the radar a little, man.
a little bit. I'm telling you, he's got something to prove. But Depoy is where I feel like it's gonna get very interesting here because I really want to hear what your guys' take is on this. Drew, start us off. Who was your defensive player for this season?
I'm running back another Nittany Lion. I'm taking Micah Parsons. He is the favorite right now, but he's just so dominant off the ball. His first step, the way he uses his hands to deflect the lineman. I mean, there really isn't anybody in the game like him other than Myles Garrett, Crosby, Watt. Like, I don't know, Parsons. He's just so dominant. He's been like that since his rookie year. And look, he needs to get paid. Parsons, he needs to get paid. And if it comes down to him and Dak, I think they should go Parsons. But if it comes down to it, if Parsons wins Defensive Player of the Year, it's going to be hard not to pay him.
Definitely will be. But it's hard not to pay a quarterback as well. Like when you're looking at it in Jerry Jones' eyes, you really want to reset a quarterback.
31, 32-year-old quarterback.
Yeah. All right. Well, I do like the Micah Parsons pick. He is the favorite, so I don't mind it there, obviously. I'm a little worried about the Cowboys. Rest of the defense, I mean, he's definitely going to draw double teams left and right. But he had a great success rate against double teams anyway. So I like that. I do agree with that pick. I'm going to go here because I want to get this take out of the way. This is not a homer pick. This is research, good NFL football analysis. Aiden Hutchinson will be your defensive player of the year this year. And I got no bias, many reasons why. He didn't put up the most incredible sack numbers in the world last year with 11.5, but he was really the only factor on the defense that was an issue. Now they got DJ Reader and Ali McNeil. Those are two of the best defensive tackles that you could have in the league, in my opinion. Hey, he led the league in pressures last year at 29, and no one was really even close. Max Crosby was second with 20, and he was my second choice, was Max Crosby. Hutchinson's going to be a dog this season. I expect 20 sacks. He even has more interceptions in his career than Sauce Gardner. So I think the progression is going to hit another step. And also, he's another guy that needs to get paid. Bags were thrown all around the Lions team. He wants to prove his worth. I think he's going to get 20 sacks. He's going to be open for one of the best contracts in the NFL for defenders.
Fair.
Before you two go, I want to bring up Max Crosby. He was also my second choice. I think Max Crosby is also such a dominant force for that Raiders defense. I mean, they didn't let him practice like against like the starters because he was just that good. And I mean, he's the leader of that locker room. He's the leader of that team. Look, if it's not Parsons, I think it's gonna be Crosby.
He's bought into that Antonio Pierce philosophy too. Bought in.
Yeah. Well,
It's real, man.
while we're on this topic, that's who I picked to win. Dude, as a former D lineman, when you have that good of a interior with Wilkins, who I think is the best inside D lineman in the league, and like Tyree Wilson, they just got Jenkins. Like, dude, they're gonna cause so much other tension in the middle, which is gonna let him be one-on-one. I've never seen a motor like that on anyone, dude.
Very
he
high
just
motor.
tracks down the quarterback.
And he talks shit.
Yeah.
He talks shit to everybody. He doesn't give a fuck who's it to.
He doesn't give a fuck. He
He'll go
doesn't.
out the homes all day.
He just keeps going.
Yeah, I love the Crosby pick. I really do. He was my second choice. He is an incredible pass rusher. Christian Wilkins is what I was going to mention, is that the addition of him is going to draw less attention, just like my Hutchinson reasoning. Yeah, another good pick. Aid Carr. Round us out for the defensive player of the year.
I got a crazy one here. I've been saying it for a little while now. I think they have the best D-line in the league from the team I'm picking. I think Drew's going to be happy. I'm not going to go Brian Burns. I'm going to go Kayvon Thibodeau.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, I really think he's a great player coming out of Oregon. 11.5 sacks last year. A bad fucking, like, not a bad team, 11.5 sacks. They weren't getting to the quarterback crazy last year. Now they bring in Burns. That frees up more opportunities for him. Burns maybe doesn't get there, he cleans up piles. Also, pass protection. Last year, in pass protection, you go put your running back sometimes to the best the end side so you can get a little chip on him. Now that's gonna have to be Brian Burns most of the time, so that frees up Thibodeau one-on-one a lot.
And
And you
Warren's also.
Yeah, Dexter Lawrence in there too.
Yeah, I'm with Aiden. That is the best D line in the league.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. And look, the Giants' defense is going to be the reason why they're in games, why they in games where they shouldn't be in games. Offensively, I mean, we'll see, but yeah, I mean, our defensive line. I think could combine for a shit ton of sacks. I mean, our linebackers are pretty good. Our defensive backfield's getting there, but I mean, look, if we just got to pressure the quarterback, good things happen when you pressure the quarterback.
Hey, on the topic of the Giants secondary, Deontay Banks, I think I saw him in camp, dude. He looks rejuvenated. He can't cover in the slot, I'll tell you that, because St. Brown was cooking him. But Deontay Banks is a guy I think could be a lockdown corner for the Giants this year. He is very skilled in coverage. I really like Deontay Banks and the Giants defense this season. Plus, with that defensive line, the ball is going to have to get out quicker. I see a great year from Banks. Do I think they're the best defensive line in football? I think Detroit's got him beat by a little bit, but either way. Either way. Good
The
pick.
Banks closed on Sunday. The Banks closed on Sunday.
Chill, Drew.
Oh my god. All right, let's
Bank
switch.
is closed on Sundays.
Let's switch to comeback player of the year. This is a tricky award every year. Who wants us to? Any of you guys have a volunteer to start this one?
Yeah, I'll start. This is like the worst award out of all of them. Cause
Definitely.
You could say I'm biased, but DeMar Hamlin literally had a fucking heart attack, man, and he somehow didn't win it. To fucking Joe Flacco, Hall of Fame quarterback. Like it's not that wild that he's gonna be good, but I chose Kirk Cousins. Dude, that Atlanta team, man, they're young, hungry. They finally got rid of Arthur Smith, and they got weapons too.
Yeah, new philosophy with Morris. I really do like the Falcons this season. They're one of the teams I'm higher on. And if Kirk Cousins is playing all those games, he's got the weapons to deal. I don't mind the pick there. Drew, comeback player of the year.
I'm gonna go with Gardner Minshew.
That was way out of left field. I was not expecting that. Reasoning.
Yeah, I mean, look, when it comes to Gardner Minshew for me, look, he missed a big throw at the end of the season last year. He missed a big throw. But with that being said, this Raiders team, I think, is going to be different this year. They bought into that Pierce mentality. Most of all, I think Devontae Adams bought into that Pierce mentality, which is huge. They got Brock Bowers, who I love, and they have him listed as a tight end. They're going to use him all over the field. They're going to run jet sweeps with him. They're going to run screens with him. They're going to run him downfield. He might get 10 to 12 targets a game. Running back wise, White, you have a reliable guy back there. I wouldn't say super reliable, but he showed at the end of last season that he could be a decent running back in this league. They did lose an offensive tackle, which is going to be rough. But with the Raiders' mentality going into the season, I think Minshew could sling the rock this year. I think he get that ball around.
You're on a completely different track than I am. I'm thinking that Aiden O'Connell is going to be starting by week 8, and you got him comeback player of the year.
Really? I originally thought Aiden O'Connell was going to be the starter, but seeing that they chose Minshew, it gave me a little bit more hope in the Raiders. And plus, Minshew fits that persona a little bit more of the Raiders than O'Connell.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Minshew's a guy who will drink a bottle of whiskey and break his hand with a hammer. I don't know if O'Connell's doing that.
I don't think anybody's doing that. I was not expecting Minshew to be thrown around, but hey, who am I to judge? Season is not started yet. I'll shoot here. I hate this player so much. Aaron
Don't say
Rodgers
Rodgers.
has
You got
torched
the same
me
player.
year after year. I think it's simple for him. He's not going to turn the ball over. He's Aaron Rodgers. If he plays 17 games, I don't see a way he doesn't win the award. The Jets are going to be winning games. The defense is so good. He stays ahead of the sticks. He's going to throw touchdowns. He's not going to turn the ball over. Pretty simple. And Garrett Wilson, my mini Devontae Adams, weapon that I think he'll utilize. And there's a run game for Rodgers. So a lot of dump offs to Brees, I imagine, as well. I think he'll pace to the comeback player of the year. I hate this award, and I hate the player. So it's fitting. I go Aaron Rodgers. Aidcar, you have him too?
I have him too, but I got to not sneaky, but I'd say if this guy comes back and really, like, has a good season, I'd say Nick Chubb, man. That's one of the worst injuries I've seen.
Dude,
But it's happened to
so
him
much.
in college too, man. I think if he
Yeah.
comes back from that, shit, says a lot.
He's been held over.
Okay.
What about Tank Dell?
I just don't see volume there. There's a lot of mouths to feed, and there's a lot of quarterbacks like
I agree.
Cousins and Rodgers are up there. I think either of them play full
You see
seasons.
Darnold.
Darnold.
Man.
I mean, yeah, he's got Jefferson, but I don't know if he outpaces Rodgers and Cousins.
He's winning more than 8 games this year in Minnesota.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like this award at all, so it doesn't even matter.
I know.
But I'd like.
I think if the
Rodgers.
players voted, on this award, it would be much better.
I agree, actually, with that. That's a very good take. I think that
Yeah.
players have a much better evaluation on a true comeback than media and offices. You don't really know what's going on behind closed doors as much as these guys do. I would like that change if players were voting on the award, just for this award. If they voted on the comeback player of the
I think
award,
just for this award.
I think there would be a lot more accuracy and people would be able to get behind those picks more. But,
Oh,
Or it
yeah.
also leads to biasness, though.
yeah.
So,
Yeah. But,
I mean,
who's not gonna vote
You also-
themselves?
with the NFL top 100, awful.
well, yeah,
So-
that's true. If you're a defensive lineman, they put like 8 edge rushers in the top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their
Josh
team
Allen
was
was
like
the
fucking
14.
51. Best
Who?
corner in the league. Let's rank him 51.
Best corner in the league.
13.
Yeah, he's got to be top
Yeah.
20. He's got to be top 20 at least, maybe top 15.
Was Daniel Jones in the top 100?
Definitely not.
Probably fucking not.
Definitely not, bro. Daniel Jones maybe probably was in the top 1,000.
Yeah.
Yo, he could low-key win comeback player of the year too, though.
He could. He needs the rush though. He needs the rushing yards, but I don't know. I don't
He
know.
needs to
if
fucking learn how to throw the ball and he can win it.
the offensive line.
Daniel,
Evan Neal.
don't forget Daniel Jones took the Giants to a playoff win. With no wide receivers.
Bro, I don't know how he did
Giants,
that.
Monday, lock it in.
What?
Minnesota's so ass, dude.
Oh yeah, I'm taking Giants money line on Sunday.
That's bold.
I'm definitely hammering Minnesota.
No.
Me too.
Give
I'm
me
all
Giants
over,
day.
all over Minnesota. When Tyson Chandler has 2 touchdowns at half.
Drew, let's
Yeah.
ride.
Dude, they got
Oh,
Aaron
right, yeah.
Jones.
I know they got Aaron Jones, but dude, Tyson Chandler is so sneaky. I expect him to get touches.
He's good.
I think he'll be a factor in the off. Not as much as Aaron Jones, but I
And
think he's going to be a
He'll
factor.
get like 10 touches. Like he'll get like 8 to 10 a game.
Definitely. I could see
Yeah,
that.
until fucking Kayvon Thibodeau and Brian Burns have their fucking dick down fucking Darnold's throat.
No, there was no need for that.
I tried to stop myself, but it was already coming off the tongue.
We chose Brody's choosing violence against Minnesota for no reason. Let's move on to
Right,
Rookie
week
of the
one.
Year. Let's move on to
Fired
Rookie of
up.
the Year.
The fuck?
Aiden, start us off with your Rookie of the Year. I think we might go 4 ways the same here, but
Well, obviously
I
you guys know
guarantee you
what
mine
I'm
will be
taking.
different.
I'm taking my boy Bo Nix. I
wow.
think before the draft, a lot of people sleep on him. Now all of a sudden he wins a job and he's starting to look really good. There's a lot of hype building on his name. I think he's got a lot of experience in this game. I think Sean Payton's a perfect head coach for him. And I think that offense is very underrated. I'll say that right now. I think it's a very scheme friendly for him, that offense. He got
Definitely
a nice
scheme
safety
friendly.
blanket in Sutton. And I think he could have a nice, good year. Not crazy stats, but a good year. Maybe take him to the playoffs.
I think he's
Alright,
efficient. He's an efficient quarterback. He's gonna keep you ahead of the sticks. He's not gonna turn the ball over as much as you would like if you're a defense. But I could see it. I could see it. But I went Caleb Williams because he's just so dynamic, better weapons, better prospect. I just don't see a way he doesn't win the award. I'm not even gonna go into stats and all that. It's just a.
Yeah.
I've seen him play. He's got the fit, and I hate the Bears, but they got a stud at quarterback now. So I'll keep this short and simple. Caleb Williams is my rookie of the year.
Yeah. I'm not gonna even explain either. This is the best prospect we've seen in so long. Dude's better tear it up.
I'll say this. He has all the intangibles that you would see in a rookie quarterback or a prospect that you'd expect to be raw, but he's not raw at all. He's so polished and he has so much dynamic playmaking ability. It's such a nice fit, and the Bears are gonna get him. He's gonna throw. In my opinion, he's gonna throw for like 3,700 yards this season. I think that's a free rookie of the year. So, Drew.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to take Caleb Williams, but what I would say, I took the easy pick, but what I would say, who has a underrated, but who's going to have a monster season, I'm going to take Keon Coleman. I'm not taking him, but Keon Coleman would be my surprise pick. I think he was one of the top wide receivers in this draft, and I can't believe the Bills snagged him in the second round.
Yeah,
I loved him at Michigan State, and I loved him more at Florida State. The dude just goes up and gets balls. Like he just goes up and comes down with the football. And having Josh Allen throw him the ball this year, I think he turns into their wide receiver one pretty quickly. And I think he's in for a monster season. He's on my bench right now, but probably get moved up pretty soon.
W, Drew. W, buddy.
I like
that one.
I like Keon Coleman.
You staying on your bench the whole year.
Alright, don't worry. So is Nick's.
bro.
Nick actually isn't on my bench.
By the way, our other podcast member who's not here right now, just to put it out there, Bo Nix is his starting quarterback in fantasy football.
Bro, he took him in like round 11. I was like, bro, he's gonna be on waivers. Like, you could have just picked him up.
Yeah.
That shows heart.
He is Nicholas Carazana's starting quarterback.
That does show heart. That's dedication to your team.
I'll give him the pride, but when $150 on line, you'll see me fucking drafting Daniel Jones.
I've made picks like that before. I haven't
seen this much hype in a Broncos quarterback since we got Peyton Manning in 2013. It's been fucking 11 years since I've seen this going into a season. 11 years.
What about Russ? No hype around Russ?
There was
a lot of hype.
There was hype. Okay, I'll say there was hype.
There was a lot of hype.
Russ was as it's different. Like, it's just different. We don't know, like, it's just fucking exciting. Whole new thing. There's a whole new culture.
There's no Pete Carroll crutch argument with Bo Nix, so. Plus, the coaching pairing is amazing. I don't think that Bo Nix could have landed in a better spot for a coach, so I really do think Bo Nix is going to have a better year than most people are anticipating, as he was, the fourth quarterback taken?
Fourth.
Yeah.
Fourth?
Yeah.
Fifth.
Fifth, right?
Fifth,
yeah. I forgot. I always forget about Penix at the 9. Dude, Penix at the... bro, before we move on, Penix... this might sound absolutely insane, and if it is, call me out. The Penix pick, low-key, I'm not saying he's going to be Patrick Mahomes, but it reminds me of that selection. Why would you take him? He's completely different than Kirk Cousins.
Yes, dude.
But I don't think they picked him for no reason. I think they liked him, and he won a bunch of games in college. That release is... Man, he gets the ball out like that. So I'm just going to put that out there.
That reminds me of like the Aaron Rodgers / Jordan Love pick. You give him that like wisdom and experience for the next 3-4 years, then boom.
I don't even see
season.
3 years. I think Cousins plays out his contract. It's just 2 years, and Penix is a plug and play.
Yeah.
Just you're paying a fuck.
I agree with that. I think that's
Paying a quarterback room probably $55 million per year. So I don't really fucking agree with that.
Yeah, no, it's
But
you
the
want
thing
to
with
steep.
Penix is that you like if he's not good, you don't have to pay him. And the thing is, he's going to be on his rookie contract 4 or 5 years, and you're probably not going to have to extend him. And so if he does play good, you'll extend him his third, fourth year.
It's definitely
So
a luxury
it
pick
doesn't-
for a team
yeah,
that's
it
pretty
is.
built. Like
Yeah.
I don't like there was a lot of guys I think they would have taken and it would have obviously impacted their team more to start this season, but they're really deep, the Falcons. So and getting a prospect like that, you know, there's a succession plan there. So I don't.
It took Odunze.
Hey, they could have.
It took him.
They could have. They definitely could have, and I think the
Also-
wide receiver room could use it.
That would just piss me off even more. Bo was the fucking 6th quarterback. I
Wow.
just realized.
Wow.
AJ, Drake, Penix, Caleb, and
Jaden.
Jaden Daniels.
Yeah. Well, that's hey, it's value there for the Broncos, I guess.
He's quarterback taking him 12
Headset
picks.
just fell
It's
off.
kind of crazy.
Hello, boys.
Yeah.
All right, my headset just unplugged, but all right, let's get into this question. We're done with accolades. This is a very question. What team will shock the league? This could be good, bad. What team is going to be that surprise team? Aidcar.
Don't say Denver.
I'm going first.
Hey, don't say Denver. Please don't say Denver.
I'm not gonna say Denver. The fucking Jaguars, okay? I'm so high on this team, okay? There's a lot of hype on the Texans winning the division, even the Colts a little bit. You don't see the hype with the Jags, all right? Trevor Lawrence is a great fucking prospect, generational. Just got paid. How much did he get paid? It was $220. I think he's getting
Bag.
$55 million a year.
Bag.
Yeah, Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram, ETN,
Gabe
Brian
Davis.
Thomas, Gabe Davis. That offense is scary. I'm just saying, he could spark a little up there. I like their D. I like Josh Allen too on the D line, and Tyson Campbell's a real good corner too out there.
Trayvon Walker had double-digit sacks last season too.
Yeah.
Don't hate on the Jags this year.
I love the Brian Thomas pick.
I do too. But I'm gonna just shoot here because we have the same team, but in complete opposite directions. I think the Jaguars are gonna win 6 games this season. They got a rough schedule this year. And I love Trevor Lawrence. I love Trevor Lawrence. I don't think this is going to be on him. I don't see it with Jacksonville. I don't think the wide receiving core is there. If Christian Kirk isn't as big of a factor as the money suggests, that wide receiving core is relying on Brian Thomas Jr., and I don't think Gabe Davis is all that as a wide receiver. I think he's a glorified lineman out there.
Evan Ingram.
I think the two other teams in the division, Colts and Texans are going to sweep them, and the Tennessee Titans are a sneaky team too to give them some trouble in the division. I think that team's a lot better than people think. I think the window for the division title has passed. I could literally see them going as low as 5 wins this season, honestly, because that schedule is absolutely brutal. I think 8.5 is way too much. They started 8-3. It is, and they started 8-3 last year and collapsed at the end, 9-8. I think that there's room for big regression there. I don't even think that they need to retool and rebuild. They just need another piece at wideout to elevate Trevor Lawrence. And this next year, I could see this team winning the division for sure. I don't see the horses this year. I could see a very disappointing season from them. That's correct. I can't believe you took the Jaguars.
So my pick is going to be the Dallas Cowboys. Byron, you kind of hinted to it a little bit earlier. They don't really have a lot of weapons. They have CeeDee. They have Ferguson. No run game. They lost Tyrone Smith. I think it's a decline year for them, honestly. And look, the NFC East, they got a little better. The Eagles, I think, run the division, unfortunately. Hopefully the Giants could get a win against them. I don't think the Giants will beat the Cowboys again. But yeah, I just don't see the Cowboys being the same team like they were in the last 4 or 5 years, where they're just either winning a division or competing in the playoffs.
Yeah, a lot of people seem to agree with you there. At the Cowboys take some regression. I don't trust Mike McCarthy either. I honestly think he could get
I don't
fired
trust him at all.
in the middle of the season this year. And
He's an awful head coach.
yeah, I agree. The weapons aren't there. The defense is going to have to play really well to keep them in games. They just lost their defensive coordinator, Dan Quinn, and he took a bunch of sacks with him to Washington. It's a lot of guys to replace in the front seven. I could definitely see regression from the Cowboys. The one thing I'll say is when you have a quarterback that good, which is why Josh Allen and the Bills are in my conversation to still obviously compete for the title, quarterback play like that is very hard to find. And typically when teams have that good of a quarterback wide receiver duo, they find a way to sneak into the playoffs. But your reasons are valid. So I agree with you and a lot of people that the Cowboys could definitely take a step back.
I mean, yeah, losing Tyrone Smith is going to be such a bigger impact than people think.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, he was he was the leader in that offensive line. Look, they still have Zach Martin. He's also a leader too, but
he's aging too, though.
Like
He's
that.
aging.
Very old.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. They're old up there.
I agree. They don't have many weapons, bro.
They don't.
I'm gonna stay in the NFC East, and I'm gonna say Philly. Buy their stock right now, dude. They arguably drafted the best two corners in Cooper and
which is fucking bullshit.
Dude,
that was so fucking stupid. I was so mad on how fucking Philadelphia had the chance for two of the best corners in the fucking in the draft after them sitting to them. Like, I was so pissed. I'm fucking watching the draft. And my Philly roommates, they're like, we're actually about to get one of these two guys.
Then they
I hate Philly.
go out and assign fucking Saquon, dude, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Devin White. Plus, their rosters are already so fucking stacked. But I still have a question mark next to Nick Sirianni. Can he win the big game? But I am a firm believer in Hurts. They still got a nasty O-line, nasty wide receiver core. They just got Dotson also.
Yeah, I like the pick too. The Eagles are going to be great. They're going to be competing for the
Philly
one seed.
too.
Definitely going to be competing.
I mean, it's Super Bowl or bust for Philadelphia. They have the roster.
QB room's still suspect though. They'll always be suspect this year. No matter how good the rookie corners are, they're rookies at the end of the day.
Yeah,
they are.
And in my opinion, they took the wrong rookie corner. I like Arnold. I like Arnold better than the Lions.
So do I.
Yeah, that's my boy Tyrion Sub-Zero. That's what they be calling him.
Best man
I think Terran Arnold's gonna be a fucking.
We'll see. It's hard to say how good Mitchell's gonna be because dude, he's playing at fucking Toledo compared to Arnold at Bama.
Yeah, but I like the fit in the zone defense.
I think Kenyon is the most athletic corner you could take, but I think Terrion Arnold has the best man coverage skills out of any corner in the draft.
I think he's more polished, Arnold.
His press technique is fucking...
Jam you into the ground. He's got a quote. He said he would jam his mother into the ground if he was lined up across him. Man, that's the kind of heart Dan Campbell wants, man.
Yeah.
It's the kind of heart.
Arnold had such a good combine. Arnold had a great combine.
Yeah.
100%.
He's not a huge dude, too. He's huge. He's fast.
All right, well, let's get into one narrative. One narrative that you're pushing, life on it. You don't care what anybody says. This is the narrative you're backing. Ush, start us off.
Dude, Buffalo is the division runs in Buffalo. Who cares? We lost fucking Diggs, Poyer, White. They're all gone, dude. We still have all our core. O-line's the same. We got Bernard back. Milano, fucking that's awful that he's out again. But we got Cooks. We have the second best player in the whole league. We got Coleman, Samuel, Kincaid. Coleman?
Second best player in the whole league. I just want to know. I know
Josh Allen. Josh Allen. Buddy, are you serious?
I think Josh Allen's the second best player in the league. I agree with that.
In the league?
In the league.
Let me just say something real quick. Denver is like a 6 to 7 win team right now. If Josh Allen was on
6 to 7, that's still too high.
Wild card team.
Yeah, 100%.
A
100%.
wild card team. He's a great quarterback. He's not the second best player in the league. He's not.
Who's your
All right,
second best
maybe
player in the
maybe
league?
Trent Williams then. He's the second best quarterback in the league, and he's so valuable that any team. He could be on almost any team in the league, dude.
The
And they'll
only
make the playoffs.
other argument that I could foreseeably see is Justin Jefferson is the second best player in the league.
That's literally who I was gonna say.
Nah,
Yeah,
I would say
I could
Trent
accept,
Williams.
I could
Anywhere
accept
he
that
is.
argument, but I mean, if we're taking positional value out of it, obviously, I think he's the second best player in the league. But quarterback's so important. I'll agree with Ush that he's the second best player in the league, but I don't agree with the narrative you're pushing.
Also, dude,
I don't agree
is
either.
Miami really that good?
Yes.
Are
Hey,
they?
fucking Miami. It's the Jets, baby.
The Jets, dude.
Oh my
Rodgers,
God.
dude.
No,
I really hate to be that guy with, but let's be honest. MetLife's gonna finish Mike Williams' ACL. Garrett
They don't
Wilson's
need
still
Mike
overrated.
Williams. They don't need Mike Williams.
Dude,
When has Aaron Rodgers ever needed a receiver in his life?
remember
Never
when
had a first round receiver in his life.
Remember when Sauce was guarding fucking Shaquille last year, dude? That was like I literally felt bad for him
Did the Jets beat him?
in the second game of the year when Buffalo was home.
Dude, so the Jets beat them, and the Bills had a better roster last year, and now they got Aaron Rodgers.
That's how
But
it works.
what's gonna happen now?
Okay, dude, the Raiders beat Kansas City every year. Kansas City has a 10 times better roster. It is when you play in the division. The Giants will find a way to beat the Eagles or
Yeah,
Cowboys.
but the Raiders didn't get fucking Aaron Rodgers.
Dude, okay, Aaron Rodgers. Okay, dude, I all these fucking Jets fans just shut him up, dude.
I'm gonna put some fucking narrative.
The Jets fans, dude. I mean, I just can't wait to see misery and disappointment across New York Jets fans once again. They're the Jets. They're just the Jets.
Let's hear Aid Carr's narrative here because
I'll push my fucking narrative because this is what it was. The Jets are fucking best team in the AFC. I think they're gonna win the AFC. I think they're gonna take the AFC, 100%.
You think the
Best
Jets are
defense
going
in the
to the
fucking
Super
league.
Bowl?
I do. I think most talented quarterback of all time's on that team.
he's
Aaron Rodgers,
40.
most talented quarterback of all time.
He's 40.
No matter how old he is, he's still fucking playing and he's still getting money. You're not paying a 40-year-old $50 million for no reason, all right? He's still that good. Great receiver. Even if Mike Williams gets hurt, they got Malachi Corley. Good little receiver too.
I like Corley. I'll give it
But
to
here's
them.
the
I do like
They
Corley.
got, what do they got? A top 3 running back in the league.
I would
Where did
feel
Where did Tyron Smith go to?
Jets.
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 I
That's defense in
dude,
the league.
I would feel like it's like a bad acid trip watching Robert Saleh coach a fucking Super Bowl, dude. I just can't put that picture in my head right now.
It doesn't matter.
What do you mean it doesn't matter?
You say Mike McCarthy's a bad coach? He coached the fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah, how many fucking years ago now?
Like,
Look at him now, dude.
Like at the end of the day, I hate to say, but players will make the fucking coach. A lot of the times, it's how it is. A lot of the times,
Rams fans would argue it's the other way around.
well, there's special cases in this league, but a lot of the times you're gonna know there's special cases. You think
Yeah.
Raheem Morris going into Atlanta, they're gonna win because of Raheem Morris?
No.
They're gonna win because they're fucking loaded. But Raheem Morris is a great coach, but
He's also a 10 times better coach than fucking Arthur Smith, probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
probably, but still.
Wow, 2 AFC East narratives. I'm going to have to go with my NFC North narrative. The Detroit Lions have the best roster in the NFL. I know we're relying on rookies in the secondary. Brian Branch is going back to a safety role full time. All they need is some Tyrion Arnold to have an average year, Carlton Davis to play how he does, the pass rush will get it done, plus Jack Campbell. They picked Jack Campbell very high last year, first round pick, and he didn't really show the production you would have liked to see. But linebackers tend to start slow as rookies. I think if he steps up, that rounds out their linebacking core. They have, in my opinion, the best defensive line in football. Their secondary, which was the issue last year, I don't think that's going to be a problem. And they were the second best run defense in the league last year. So you're not running the ball in Detroit. And they added DJ Reader. So the run defense gets infinitely better. And the offense, I don't even got to speak to you about. J-Mo's going to make that step. Laporta is a dog. Goff just got to sit in the pocket. If that O-line stays healthy, he's not going to get touched. Then again, Ush mentioned the dome games. They play so many games indoors. they get the 1 seed, and if the NFC runs through Detroit, I don't think anyone's going in there and winning. I think they're going to the Super Bowl, and then they're going to win the Super Bowl, and the drought will finally end. I'll push it until I die. It might be Homer, but you can't say the Lions don't have a shot, if not one of the better shots, to win the Super Bowl this season.
The one thing I love right now, you could count on one hand like how much like coaches are. Dan Campbell genuinely like needs him to fucking win. You don't see like fucking Sean McDermott going out there and be like, oh, this team is means so fucking much to me. Like this fucking city. Like no, like Dan Campbell's like a one-on-one guy.
He lives and breathes Detroit Lions football. I honestly think that if he won the Super Bowl, I think he'd cry. I seriously think he would start crying at midfield as the confetti. I've had this picture in my mind of the Lions being the Super Bowl and that confetti coming down, and I'm just looking up at the sky. It's going to happen this year. Super Bowl 59 is the year.
I think the last thing this world needs is another Michael Byrock fantasy win, and then the fantasy championship win, and then the Lions win the Super Bowl.
Oh my God, it'd be the best football year ever. Last year was the best football year I've ever experienced, so that would make it even better.
Yeah, last year might have been the worst football year I have ever experienced.
Best year of my life, for sure. Drew, narrative you would die on a hill on today.
Outside of the Chiefs,
Don't push the Chiefs. Please don't push the Chiefs narrative.
No. I said outside of the Chiefs, I think the Ravens will win the AFC and win the Super Bowl.
Pretty simple.
I already explained why earlier. I think it just means a little bit more for them this year. They kind of have. I think them and the Lions are very similar. They're just a couple years ahead. The Ravens and the Lions. I think it just means more. And I explained my reasonings earlier, but yeah.
Can I make a counter argument?
Right ahead.
Maybe their window's closed.
That's a very good point.
Maybe they've gotten beaten down by Kansas City so many times that, I wouldn't say it's closed. But this year, a lot of things could change. If they start slow and if Aid Carr's Bengals are picking up notch, plus the Browns are no joke, and the Steelers, they could lose a lot of divisional games, lag behind, go on the road, and lose a playoff game.
I know you just didn't say the fucking Steelers.
I agree.
All right.
I agree, but this is probably the first time in a long time since they've had Lamar that they actually have weapons in almost every position. They've had running backs, but getting Derek Henry, I know he's old. Zay Flowers is going to grow into a wide receiver one, like a solid one. I think he has a great year. Andrews, I'm hoping he stays healthy and he'll produce like he has been. The offensive line is great. The defense is great. Look, if it's not the Chiefs, I'm taking the Ravens.
My problem with them is Mike McDonald's been the best DC the last.
That's a good point.
Years. You're like tomorrow night. You're about to see a day and night difference of what's going on over there.
I'd roll that back.
That's a very good.
I'd roll
Patrick
that
Queen
back.
out there too.
I think Raheem Morris has been the best defensive coordinator in football. Those Rams defensive rosters have been awful, and he's made them look, honestly, making them look league average and taking them to the playoffs. That's why he got a head coaching job. But Mike McDonald, obviously, it's not 1A, 1B. I like it.
I don't think the Ravens window's closed. I just don't think the quarterback over there can win one. I just don't think he's. I just don't think he's good enough.
He really hasn't ever performed in. Remember when he came to fucking Buffalo, dude?
Last year, he didn't like.
Oh yeah, no.
The passing. Like, he can run, obviously, but the passing, it seems like...
Yeah.
But that's the thing, is when the teams narrowed down last year, the wide receivers against Kansas City, dude, they weren't going anywhere, bro. Rashad Bateman is not a solidified wide receiver, too, in my opinion.
No
I
way.
agree. I agree with that.
So, yeah, but...
And a lot of teams are they're gonna fill the box, and they're going to play man coverage and go fucking beat me with the pass.
And until
they played, a lot of teams played one against them, and I'm telling you, a lot of teams will play it again because they're gonna stack the box against Henry, Lamar, and say fucking pass it against me, man.
And he hasn't shown that he could go out there, fourth quarter, put together 2 game-winning drives with the ball in the air. We know he could run, but if teams are loaded in the box, like you say, it's tough for him to really put the ball on his receivers in clutch time. So I could see the Ravens. Then again, they're so loaded that probably going to go back to the playoffs. But I disagree. I don't think they have the shot at going to the Super Bowl this season.
I really think Lamar is an awesome quarterback, but was his MVP season last year that good? Like compared to all his other MVP seasons,
I think his first time winning MVP that season was
He was definitely
unreal.
MVP last year, though. He definitely.
Yeah.
I'm not arguing with you, but I was a Tyrod Taylor. Like, dude, his year wasn't like that in, compared to like Mahomes or Rodgers in the last 5 years.
It's the problem isn't even in the regular season. It's a playoff thing for him, and it's not the same thing as Josh Allen. We know Josh Allen can play. Lamar Jackson's not getting the big wins. At the end of the day, he can win all the MVPs he wants. People want that ring. Until he can show that he could pass efficiently in the playoffs, I don't think they have.
Shit with Dak.
Same thing with Dak. Same way. It's a different game in January. It's a completely different set of 11 guys versus 11 guys.
Elite quarterbacks make the jump and win games, and I think Lamar Jackson's a little below elite. I don't think he's those top guys yet. Burrow, Josh Allen, Mahomes. I don't think he's there.
Yeah. We want to go into the coaching carousel. We could keep this quick. Not a lot of coaches were out there, but I have a clear-cut winner. I'll start off. Carolina got Dave Canales. He was one of my favorite offensive coordinators in the league. Bryce Young, I feel like this is like a second rookie year for him. He gets a little bit of a revival as he had Frank Reich, who just like straight up didn't want to be there after a certain amount of time. And I think this is not a much better, but definitely a better Panthers team than last season. So I think Canales is going to want to run the hell out of the ball. He's made that very clear in press conferences. Keep Bryce Young ahead of the sticks. I think that he's one of the best coaches that you could have possibly signed, and he's a great offensive mind. So I trust him. And for Carolina, they're not going to go to the playoffs or anything, but I could see big steps in Bryce Young's game because of Dave Canales.
I'm going to go with Antonio Pierce. I think it was the guy that the locker room wanted. It was the guy that the fans wanted. I mean, look, he embraces the Raiders mentality. They might not win the Super Bowl, but I wouldn't be surprised if they make a little bit of a surprise run in the playoffs.
Wow.
Mine easily have to be the Lions. They top five. Who could have easily been head coaches last year, and they got both of them to stay. You don't see that in most franchises.
Yeah, that one flew under the radar, guys. They definitely are one of the winners of the coach carousel. Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson were interviewing for jobs. Yeah. So that's a very I love that take. I love that take.
I do love that take.
Ben Johnson was awesome, dude.
Ben Johnson's a genius, bro. He stayed for a reason because he wants that ring in Detroit. They need to get a baggie as a head coach.
Yeah.
But Clark, I have a question. Is Ben Johnson gonna do the same thing like the enemy did? Like the enemy, he 3-4 years ago, he had head coach jobs. Yeah, now he's at UCLA.
I don't think so. I think that I don't think he was too fond of the Commanders. And by the time, like, he wasn't interviewing as early as a lot of the other candidates because of the Lions playoff run. I think Washington really wanted him, and he wanted more money. I think they didn't see eye to eye, so he stayed back. He's going to prove his talents, and he's going to get an absolute baggie by the head coach. And he's a lot younger.
A lot younger than the enemy.
He is a lot younger.
He's been coaching as well.
And I don't know if I don't expect him to be the Lions offensive coordinator for the season after this one. I really don't. I think someone's going to have a head coaching hire, and they're going to show out on getting him because his offensive mind is incredible.
Buffalo, baby. Buffalo.
Saints.
I can see Dallas or the Saints. I think Dennis Allen and Mike McCarthy probably get fired. So, Aid Carr.
Yeah.
Sure, I'm gonna go with you, man. I think Pierce. I think keeping that guy was a no-brainer. He brought some 85 Pistons shit to that team, bro. They just play with toughness. Like they play for each other. They play for him. They play for him, bro. Like I see it. Like I'm a Broncos fan, but I like they're gonna compete in every fucking game, every whistle. Like they're gonna compete every game. It's like they got guys that just I don't know. They just fly to the ball and they want it. Like
Yeah.
it's gonna be tough to play in Vegas. Like that's gonna be like it's gonna be tough. Pierce, man.
I agree with the Pierce dude. He's tough, man. We're already at an hour, so what do we want to
Let's
do?
just go straight into
Final fours? We just
we can
do
go straight.
screw the division to go final
Yeah.
fours?
Yeah, and we'll give a quick pick for Ravens Chiefs after, just a quick one.
All right. Who wants to go first? Anyone have volunteer for their final four?
I'll go. So for the AFC, I'm gonna take Chiefs Ravens, and for the NFC, I'm gonna go. I think it's gonna be Eagles Lions. Those are my final.
I have a Philly Lions as well. Then Bills Chiefs, and then I have a rematch of Eagles Kansas City.
Yeah.
Chiefs win.
Well, I'll go here. I'm with Aid Carr, bro. I think the Jets are going to the Super Bowl. I don't think they're going to win the division. I think they're going to be a wild card team, but that defense is so good, bro. They're going to run the ball. It's going to be tough to beat that squad. And then in the NFC, I'm with you guys, Eagles, Lions, and I got the Lions going. The Lions, the last infinity stone is to beat Aaron Rodgers in the big game, and they get it done. I love the Jets. I think they're going to lose to the Ravens. I think they're going to beat the Ravens because then again, I don't think Lamar Jackson's going to be able to beat that defense. And yeah, I have Jets, Lions.
Barak, how can you say with a straight face it's going to be Lions, Jets?
Bro, I don't want to hear. I don't care about all that historical. This is the team they have today. Streaks are meant to be broken. Droughts are meant to be broken. It's going to shock everybody when you see a Lions Jets Super Bowl.
It could have been the Jets.
All right, I love it.
Who do you have?
I have the Jets. See, I've been flirting with these two teams. I could see the Jets playing Cincy or the Ravens, but definitely the Jets are Super Bowl. I like one of those AFC North teams. Even Jacksonville could sneak up on there. Never know. I think NFC. I have three teams again. I can't decide because these three, like, I just can't decide. Philly. I think it's gonna be Philly against San Fran or Atlanta. I could see Atlanta making a fucking.
I like
huge
Atlanta
splash.
being a little sneaky.
They're loaded, man.
That'd be a lot of fun to watch.
That fucking defense, Jesse Bates, Terrell, fucking Justin
Dallas
Simmons, they
Turner?
just got like, dude, like they're loaded. They can make like a little push to it, man.
I like Atlanta.
I definitely
And
can
then
see that.
also, Kirk has a.
And I got I think I could see Jets Niners, man. Jets Niners, and I think Purdy gets one.
If it's Jets Niners, fucking Brock Purdy might throw for 400 yards.
Monday
That'd be
night.
the worst Super Bowl of all time, I think.
That would be the worst Super Bowl of all time.
That's a great Super Bowl, bro. Purdy versus
Jets
Rodgers.
Niners.
Who are your guys' Super
think
Bowl
Niners-
MVPs?
I think
And Jets Niners?
Mahomes.
Well, for whoever you
Oh,
have winning the Super Bowl, who would be the MVP in your eyes? One Super Bowl MVP.
Mahomes. Or Loki. Karlaftis, maybe.
Don't bring George Karlaftis onto this pod. We don't need that slander today. Oh, I think Jared Goff's winning Super Bowl MVP. I don't see it going another way. I've ran it 100 times in my head. I see him lifting up that trophy every single time.
You keep fucking dreaming. You've seen that the last 8. You've seen that a lot. Dude. That same dream going on.
One day, man. One day.
All right. Quick pick. Ravens Chiefs. Thursday night football. Week 1.
Oh, man. This is a
Who we
tough
taking?
one. This is a tough one.
Give me Chiefs and the under.
Really?
Chiefs in the under.
Really?
And,
47 and a half.
I like Baltimore in this game. I do. I feel like the Chiefs always lose in the opening game. I don't know. There's not a lot of. I could definitely see this game going either way, as most people can. But I like the Ravens. I think their defense will play well. I think they're going to get a quick win here. And I think they're going to be able to run the ball very efficiently. Plus, losing L'Jarius Sneed, I could see Zay Flowers having a decent, sneaky game. It's going to be a close one down to the wire. I like the under. I could see it a 2017 Ravens win. That's the way I'm leaning at the moment.
Yeah, Byron, I agree with you 1,000% on that take. +3 for the Ravens. Look, I mean, I think they're going to take it tomorrow.
Fuck that. Chiefs -3 and the over. I
Wow.
like it. I like it. I feel a little fucking shootout in this game.
realistically,
I
that's
don't know
probably
why.
the pick. Realistically,
I
if
feel
you
like a
really
fucking
think about
shootout.
it, like,
I think a lot of people like the
realistically-
Ravens. I think the Chiefs are getting slept on a little with this line. Mine like
Yeah.
used to be
But
-3 in this
it's
game.
also
Like
the first game of the year.
you think they cover it?
Over.
I think they're gonna cover. I think
Yeah.
they're only. It's at B-more, right? The game.
Yes.
I don't know.
It
Like,
is?
that's a weird
Be
fucking
more.
line.
Oh, I think Kansas
Chiefs
City, I
are-
thought.
Is that Kansas City? Where's it at?
I actually think it is
It's
at
in
Kansas
Arrowhead.
City. I think you're right.
Yeah,
It's
I was
gotta
about
be
to say.
Kansas City. Because they're probably.
Yeah.
I think that line's where it is because they're home, but I see them win the game. Like, I don't know.
Yo, rapid fire. Who's getting in first? Give me a
First touchdown.
Lamar.
This touchdown.
Give me Pacheco. Jersey kid. I think he pushes one in. 2-yard rush.
Me fucking Worthy, man.
Worthy. The rookie.
Yeah, give me Worthy.
I'm going
Hollywood.
Kelsey.
Kelsey. What I would say one more thing before I guess we're all ready to switch to college football after this. And then I blank. That's really unfortunate.
You got it.
That's really unfortunate. I had it. Oh, yes. But I'll say, this is the best iteration of the Kansas City Chiefs offense that Patrick Mahomes has ever had. They're deep at wideout. I know Marquise Brown isn't all that, but with Patrick Mahomes, I mean, that offensive line's a little worse than before, but I think those weapons
Yeah,
are
I definitely
incredible. With a run game, too. They're going to be able to, like they did last season, lean on the run late. And I think this is the best roster Mahomes has ever been surrounded with.
Offense is definitely the best it's been
Yes.
since he's been. I think since he's been there, I think this is the best offense he's played with.
Yeah, I agree. They're
And
loaded.
I think it might be better than his years with Tyreek. I think there's more to it.
There is more to it, and they didn't have as much of a run game with it. It was more shotgun, outside
Yeah.
zones. With
Yeah.
Williams, they're going to be able to line up under center. They're going to be able to line up 5 wide. They could do anything they want. So, yeah, I think this is the best roster they've ever brought into the season, on offense at least.
I think this fucking Kelsey hate, he's gonna have a down year. I don't see that shit.
Nah,
I think
dude,
that
he's
dude's
so
going.
fucking good.
I think he's going over 1,000. I think he's gonna put up big numbers still.
I think,
Key piece in that offense, man.
I think he
you
proposes
guys
after they
see-
win the title.
Did you guys
Division
see the leaked papers today that came out about the stage relationship between
Yes.
Kelsey and Taylor Swift?
Yeah, what's going on?
Thoughts,
What's going
Bruno?
on with that? What's
That's so
going on?
weird.
What the fuck? I didn't see that.
I think it's probably fake, but he did hire lawyers.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What happened?
No way that's
There supposedly there's papers that came out, and it describes Kelsey's and Taylor Swift's breakup in like 3 weeks.
They broke up.
They didn't.
No,
Oh.
it's like an outline of when and how they break up.
Yeah, cause that would fucking break CBS. That would break. Oh my
Dude, that'll
god.
break the world.
Yeah, and with those primetime games they got lined up, the 4 o'clock games. Yeah, bro. You know what? I could see that. That's money, man.
It
Yeah,
is
I mean,
money,
look.
bro.
I don't think it's real, but he did hire lawyers, so you never really know.
I'd also heard Adam Schefter go on. He was talking on ESPN, and he mentioned an engagement ring. Somebody said something about an engagement ring, and then everybody was like, "Shefty, Shefty," and he just didn't elaborate. So I don't know. It's rumors. There's nothing concrete, but yeah, that's interesting
Yeah.
one. But imagine if that whole thing was fake. Like, I don't know. What are we doing, NFL?
Probably not.
What are we doing? But yeah, I guess I could wrap up the NFL segment, and
I love it.
Drew,
That'd be great opening NFL segment.
we're gonna take a break.
Yep, we'll
All
take
right.
like a 10-15 minute break, and I'll be back. All right, and we're back. Right before we go into college football, let's just do a quick Eagles-Packers pick in Brazil on Friday. I reckon we'll start us off.
Yeah, I think I'm the only one that's gonna take Green Bay here. I think they're sneaky. I think that offense is gonna put up a lot of points. I don't trust the Eagles rookies to step in right away, so I see some problems that they had last year, missed tackles. There's so many guys in Green Bay. All they need is one of them to step up and be a formidable wide receiver one. I think they go in and they come out of Brazil with the win. They're wearing green after they said, please don't wear green to the stadium. They said, I don't give a fuck. We're going to wear green. Our Green Bay Packers. I like them to win this game. Nice little 24-20 win in Brazil.
I'm pretty shocked that Eagles are favorites in this game, and I think is trying to tell everyone to bet Packers. So I'm gonna go Philly minus 2.5, and Saquon baby in the debut first touchdown. Give me it.
I like that. I will ride that with you.
You're all going to be laughing when Romeo Dobbs walks in for
Actually,
that
nah,
first time.
I kind of feel the Packers, man. I don't know why. I feel like they're gonna throw the ball a little on them. New rookie corners out there. They got torch a little bit.
Oh, you know Mike LaFleur is gonna throw the ball right at Mitchell.
I honestly thought Philly was gonna be a bigger favorite than 2. I thought they were gonna be given like fucking 3.5 or 4.
Philly?
Yeah, man. I knew.
After the run that they had last year.
Yeah, but still, you're not gonna put Jordan Love in the Packers as a favorite against that team.
Dude, he's the fucking highest paid quarterback in the league.
Don't matter.
And Tua was at some point too.
Yeah, I mean he's still fucking well respected.
Yeah, but he's not. He's very close to top 10. He's not. He's like very on the cusp.
Oh yeah, I don't think I'm
the
S tier guy.
Do we like the over in this game at 49.5?
Yeah, I like it. I think it's going over.
That's gonna be very.
I don't know because I can see the Eagles slow playing it too and running the ball a lot, taking a lot of time.
They love to eat possession time.
You know,
I like the under. I like the under. That's where I'd lean. That's a high total, in my opinion, especially for teams traveling to Brazil.
Yeah, I don't know.
When you see those Sao Paulo gang members in the stands, I think they're gonna be a little frightened. AJ Brown said he's a little frightened coming into Brazil, so I like the under there. But let's jump into college football. Week 1, week 0 passed by. Drew, do you want to talk Penn State, West Virginia, as your team handed my team down?
Do I? Oh boy, do I! Take that fucking sweatshirt off, buddy. Did we just walk into fucking Morgantown and fucking beat the shit out of you guys? Yeah, I think we did. Drew Aller played fucking outstanding. He played with confidence. He played with swagger. Nick Singleton looking back to freshman year. Nick Singleton, he's running the ball well. Defense was on top of everything. West Virginia had a bullshit touchdown. Probably the worst call I have ever seen in my entire life.
With that. That was a terrible call.
I don't know how that didn't go under review when it should have. It wasn't even clearly close. The refs literally gave you guys a touchdown. But yeah, we're gonna win the national championship.
I think they did review it, and they confirmed it.
Yeah,
they confirmed it. They looked at replay.
They did, but it was a 10-second
review. It was mind-boggling that. But yeah, we're gonna win the national championship. We're the best defensive ends in college football. We have the best running back pair. We got Julian Fleming out of the transfer portal. He didn't even have a touch, and we still beat the shit out of West Virginia. All fucking week. I could take receipts out of everybody. They're like, oh, West Virginia spread. West Virginia's gonna upset. Nope. We covered because that's what James Franklin likes to do. James Franklin likes to cover games. So, with that being said, Penn State minus 35 against Bowling Green this week. Hammer the spread. Yeah, we're gonna win the national championship. We're gonna beat Ohio State. We're gonna beat USC. We're gonna beat UCLA. We're gonna beat Washington. We're gonna beat Wisconsin. We're gonna run the country. And yeah, I've never been more confident in a Penn State team. Our offense looks fantastic under new offensive coordinator. I mean, I walked out of that game like, holy shit, this year's different.
The concepts were incredible. I mean, they were throwing I don't think West Virginia's defense is not that great, but they were throwing him out for a limb there for sure in that game.
No. Garrett Green for Heisman was the biggest bunch of bullshit I ever fucking heard. He looked like shit. He couldn't do a goddamn thing. Dude can't even catch a fucking snap. He couldn't run the ball for shit. couldn't throw the ball. It was just complete domination all over the field by the Nittany Lions.
What I'll say, Neil Brown came on the McAfee show before the game and he said, "Yeah, I had them
Good
hitting.
height, man.
I had them hitting. Them boys are ready." I didn't see
Played
any
two
of that.
games
They
before
fumbled,
this.
they fumbled
They
four
weren't
times.
ready.
They played 2 games before this. Neil
Played two
Brown
games.
fumbled 4 times in this game. 4 times.
Mhm.
How does your team come in and fumble 4 times at home in front of your crowd? How are you that unprepared? I've been on the Neil Brown fire train for a minute. He's got to be gone, bro. He's got to be gone. He's done nothing with this team, and they keep giving him chances. And Garrett Green is good. I'm not a Heisman.
He is good.
That was OD.
He is good.
But they didn't even try to run QB power in this game. He didn't even attempt it. And when they did, there was nowhere for him to go because they were expecting it. Neil Brown, no predictability. He's so predictable when he's calling plays. Absolutely ridiculous. So you deserve to beat us down like that. And I hope that he woke up and they win the next 11 because they're definitely, if they don't win the next 11, they're not going to the Big 12 championship.
What did I text you like 5 days before the game?
That Penn State is a lock to cover.
Mm-hmm. And what you tell me? Who took what?
Yeah, I was on VU's points, but
Mm-hmm. Also,
Right.
I'm putting fucking West Virginia fans and students on blast. The fact that you guys didn't stay. Are you kidding me?
Oh my God! Don't even
Oh.
say this. You didn't see the weather like I saw. It was 22-mile-per-hour winds, thunderstorming for 4
Penn
hours.
State fans stayed. Every single one of my boys that were there, they stayed for the game.
Yeah, because you traveled 3 hours to go. Where else are you gonna
Oh,
go? Where else are you gonna
So
go?
what? It was only a 2-touchdown game at halftime.
Have you been to Morgantown?
Only 2 touchdowns.
Have you been to Morgantown?
I haven't.
If you're at that
I
football
haven't.
game, everything else is 4 mountains up. So I don't
I
blame
agree.
the students for leaving, but the rest of the
No,
stadium
no,
was
no.
still pretty full. It wasn't that empty.
It was bad. And whether it was raining or not, if you claim this is the biggest game you guys had since like 1997,
Yeah,
and you still don't stay for that. I actually had somebody in one of my classes today. One of my professors asked him how was the game, and he was like, West Virginia fans are terrible. It wasn't even close to being loud. Nobody was fucking rattled on that field. Drew Aller, I can't get over enough how well Drew Aller played. He took care of the ball like he usually does. He was making big time throws. He was running the ball well.
He was. He was controlling the
He was
pocket
very
very well.
mature.
He was
mature.
controlling the pocket very well. His throws were a little,
He was talking shit
but he was getting
all
the ball
game.
there,
He was
so.
talking shit all game. That's my fucking quarterback. We're winning the national
I
championship.
didn't think he was
I'm
that
really fucking
big, dude.
excited.
He's a big guy. I didn't
Dude,
expect
he's
that.
6'5".
I did not expect that. He looks big on the field, bro.
6'5".
And he's stiff-armed
He's
one
got
of
the
our
Josh
corners into
Allen
the
vibes.
turf.
Fun fact. I actually drove by him today when I was driving to class. I saw him in his other car.
All right, let's not glaze. Let's not glaze.
Yeah.
Gucci
He had Gucci sunglasses on. What?
Did you rub his cock too?
Did you?
Not gonna lie, the defense played mad good, and no Manny Diaz too. That's crazy.
Yeah.
They played mad. Good.
We got Tom Allen.
Yeah, no.
I mean, Tom Allen was the head coach of Indiana for however long he was there, but he was there for a while. And look, as long as Franklin doesn't have to make game managing plays all the fucking time, decisions, we'll be fine. Very happy. Penn State minus 35 on Saturday.
Well, that's enough Penn State talk. I've had enough. I've had enough of my bashing my Mountaineers. Okay, so let's go to Florida State.
All right.
What is going on with
okay.
Norvell Seminoles?
Oh,
Still, Drew.
To me,
Oh,
way
it's
too
not.
excited.
It's not even. It's a little DJ, but it's on Norvell too, because the play calling is shit.
Yeah,
Terrible.
dude.
They're just.
Oh
no,
my god.
it's DJ. You got to get another fucking job, bud.
Yeah, but a lot of the play calling's bad. Like they're.
Also, the receivers were dropping wide open.
They get
Oh,
no
yeah, no.
fucking separation, man.
And then their front seven was getting destroyed. How do you let Boston College?
Supposed to be a top 5 D line in college.
And they were
football.
home on a Monday.
Oh, they were
They were
resetting
home
that
on
line
a
of scrimmage,
Monday.
bro. I thought they were playing 4 yards up where the line of scrimmage was. It was
Dude, that's
manhandling
unreal.
guys.
Coming off that emotional season that they had last year, losing to Georgia Tech and fucking Ireland, then home versus Boston College, it's just like, I feel bad for Nick and Hunter, man. Oof.
Fuck, I wish Nick
They
was on
lost
this
so much.
pod right
They
now.
lost so much talent though. Like they lost.
They did.
But they got
yeah.
they got Bama
Yeah.
transfer Malik Benson, and he hasn't done
Should
shit.
I FaceTime Nick right now?
I mean,
Yeah.
we're low key ODing at that point, but like, let's be.
Nah, you're right.
Yeah, they're number 10 team being 0-2.
Look, Florida
Number
State
10
looked
now.
garbage. They looked garbage. I'll give one thing. I'll give to DJ is that he did end up picking it up a little bit. He made some good throws in the fourth quarter, but that first half was abysmal. That third quarter was terrible. It was the first possession of the second half, 4th and 5. He just tucked the ball up, and he was. I mean, it wasn't a pick six. They scored anyway, but he looked terrible. And yeah, fuck West Virginia. Fuck Florida State.
Bro, don't start throwing fucking strays now.
See, the great thing is though, they can still make the playoffs, which is crazy.
They're not making the playoffs.
If they
Dude,
win out,
there's a
if they
chance.
win out, they're gonna make the playoffs.
Get out.
Say they do win out, they can make the playoffs. In any other year, that's not happening.
12 teams, Drew. 12 teams.
Sure.
They gotta win. They're
They
only.
got, they got Notre Dame, Miami, Clemson. They went out.
Clemson.
Probably
Dude.
one of my favorite things I've seen since that game was a meme, and it was Florida and Florida State will be playing on Tubi on rivalry week.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking funny. So
Fubo
let's,
prime
little-
time.
Yeah,
Yo.
let's do a little segue to Florida, fucking Miami. Florida,
Yeah.
you're awesome frauds. You also fucking suck. Graham Mertz, you're done.
How about the players on Miami literally telling the kids the recruits for Florida not to go there, dude.
Yeah,
Fucking
it's
sick,
awful, bro.
It was awesome.
You got fucking embarrassed, dude. Oh my gosh.
It's the swamp. Week
It
1.
wasn't even loud, bro. The swamp wasn't even loud. It was
And
it was so bad.
A lot of Miami
And
fans. Were
Cam
there.
Ward, yeah, there were. But
Yeah.
Cam Ward played so nonchalantly
Yeah.
throughout that game.
Let me tell you, he does not give a fuck. He likes to he likes to on like quarterback scrambles.
I love him, dude. I love him. He was one of my
he's
favorite
great.
quarterbacks. Honestly, I think he was my second, maybe third best quarterback going into the draft. He just
And
proved
he came out of
everything,
Wazoo,
bro.
dude.
Dude, he's
He was so good at Wazoo though, like. Then the whole shit with the NFL draft happened. And then,
Yeah.
dude, I knew once he landed there, fucking star.
dude. He can make passes from every angle on any footing, and he showed it, bro. And Restrepo, he was finding them left and right. I love
Yeah.
Cam Ward. I think he reminds me of Bryce Young, dude. He really does. I think he's
Yeah.
gonna be better than him because he's got such poise too. He's so confident. And speaking of, he literally runs to the sideline and just starts walking. He doesn't give a fuck. I love that mentality in a quarterback. So I loved Cam Ward. I think he's gonna play amazing. And actually, Miami's my ACC pick. I think they're gonna win the ACC championship.
They're my ACC pick as well.
I don't know if I don't know if you're stopping that offense. Florida's defense isn't that great, but I don't think you're
Everyone's
stopping them.
ACC pick
Look,
after
look.
week 1.
Florida is going to have a very rough year.
2 weeks ago. But now how are shaping up to be with FSU being this dog shit. Clemson just, I don't know, that second half was hard to watch, man.
I've been told Nick Miami coming, bro, and he was like, "Nah." I was like, "Dude, watch."
I said it too. But
That dude,
Bro. Is
any team in
Dabo?
the ACC.
Dabo's seat is red fucking hot right now.
why won't he use the transfer portal? Can anyone answer this question for me? Why do they refuse?
Honestly,
Big hater on it.
I think it's a ego problem.
It has to be. Every single team is abusing the transfer portal and they don't use it, and their
Every
team
team.
has suffered because of it. You're telling me people would love to transfer to Clemson. These players would love to go play for Dabo in South
bro.
Carolina. I don't know why
yeah.
he won't use it. It's truly remarkable to me.
Plus, Clemson, like, their alumni base is pretty fucking big, and being a premier
Yeah.
team in college football, whether they suck or not, they could get the donors. They probably do have the donors.
They definitely
They'll
do.
always pull recruits.
Yeah, they always do.
If they
Yeah,
had
I don't know.
minimal transfer portal use, their roster would boost so much. But the offense didn't look good. And let me talk about Malachi Starks. I love Malachi Starks. That interception was
He's a dog.
crazy. I love him so much.
But he didn't even have to stay too. Could have went to the draft.
No, He's gonna be.
He went to the
He
draft.
might be.
He's gonna
top,
be a first round pick.
He's gonna
Probably
be
the first
might be
DB
top
off the
10,
board.
but yeah, definitely my first DB off the board for sure. Oh, nah, Will Johnson's my first DB off the board, but
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
second.
Speaking of Will Johnson in Michigan,
Yeah.
He was getting cooked up a little bit. He was getting cooked a little bit.
I saw. I think you
He
might have
was
saw
great.
the same TikTok I saw today. He kind of got cooked
He
a
did.
little bit.
Dude, I was watching the game because I had fucking Michigan. He was getting beat a little bit.
Yeah.
Was. But he was playing aggressive, I would say, and his aggressive, like on those routes, you could see he was trying to jump them. I think that he was more, and it ended up. That's how he got his pick 6. So like,
He's also playing the slot a little bit, which is tough.
yeah, it is a
Yeah.
tough adjustment. Like that fade ball that he had, I mean, that was great coverage. Really, nothing he could do. He just got head topped by a perfectly placed ball. So I'm not worried about him. But the offense is what I'm worried about, dude. Warren looked terrible, but I love Orgy's read option though. I feel like you could run that read option with him and Don, and you could just that could be your offense. So I don't know. And the offensive line,
He
He can't
throw the
throw
ball.
though, man.
he can't.
He can't throw the ball. Yeah.
Yeah.
And look, when it comes,
high school quarterback.
yeah, I mean, when it comes to Michigan, they lose a lot of production. And like, yes, Michigan has had the best offensive line in the last 3 years,
That's not
and
the
like they
case.
keep reproducing.
That's not the case this season.
But
They lost guys.
I don't think it's the case this year. It's really not. They lost everybody. It's a whole new regime. And look, they have a big matchup this week at home, but it is a 12 o'clock game. I think Texas goes into Ann Arbor and takes care of business. But I mean, look, I wouldn't count Michigan out yet, to be honest. As much as it hurts me saying it, they
Never,
are
man.
still a good
Never.
program.
Yeah, but
Same
that
culture,
defense is,
man.
that defense
Can't
is
count
still
out
legit.
culture.
Can't count out
The
culture.
defense is legit. Yeah. One game I really do want to touch on is Oregon Idaho. What the fuck happened there? I didn't watch much of that game, but
I watched the fourth quarter. That was that was very like
Yeah,
what the fuck happened. I mean, like
That's always.
it
You're gonna
was.
see Dylan Gabriel threw I think 36 out of 41 with 400. It's not like it's. I think it's just little. I don't think it means anything. To me, it doesn't mean
Yeah.
anything.
also they have a ton of new additions. Oregon. This is like they're just getting the water, knocking off some rust.
Yeah, look, I think Oregon will still be like up there in the premier team in the Big Ten this year with Ohio State and Penn State. Yeah, that was a little bit of a scare though. And look, they played a great team in the FCS in Idaho, and they're always consistent. Just like how the North Dakota State team almost pulled off a little bit of an upset on Thursday night.
Yeah.
against- I actually had money at North Dakota State, and I actually thought they were going to win. It was,
I had their money line too. I thought they were gonna win.
yeah.
Can we
I had
please
their money
mention
It's a
how
powerhouse.
bad Deion Sanders' play calling is with the game on the line?
Oh my gosh.
Not one
Yeah.
run. And I know I could understand throwing it second and third if your run got stuff, but they didn't even run the clock on that drive.
Plus, Colorado, they might win 5 games if they're lucky. Their defenses might be worse than last year, to be completely honest. They look terrible. I mean, when you have a top 5 quarterback and the best athlete on the field and one of the fastest players in the country on your offense, you could sit back there and chuck the ball downfield like Shador did. But if you don't got a defense, especially like, look, the Big 12 is, I'm not gonna say it's open.
Most competitive conference there is.
Most competitive
I
conference.
would
in
say,
college football.
I would say it's
Up
gonna
to
be
down.
I would say it's pretty competitive this year, just because there's
Most.
8 to 9 teams that have a shot to win it.
Oh, dude, like there's like 15 , bro. I swear.
Yeah, most of them
Every
could.
team in the Big 12 could win the Big 12. It's the
No,
most
I
competitive
agree.
conference. They don't have the best teams, but top to bottom,
Yeah.
most competitive there is.
Yeah.
And when you go to the Big 12, that's hard nosed football. Like, Colorado
Yeah.
can't take that shit, dude.
I wouldn't say hard nosed football.
That's
Nah.
hard nosed
Utah,
football, man.
Oklahoma
Nah.
State.
I wouldn't say hard nosed football. I would say the Big
Hard-nosed
Ten is hard nosed football. I would say the Big Ten and SEC are hard nosed football.
But those
I would go the Big 12 and
Big 12, like those programs, like they have like those like players like juniors, like they don't get drafted a lot in the first round, second. So those stay on that team. So they're like a 5th-year senior. So you'll be playing a lot of seniors
that.
on those teams that have been in program for so long.
I'll give you that. I think defensively I would say it compared to the Pac-12, rest in peace. They're kind of the same, but they play better defense. Like before the Pac-12 dismembered, I would say the Pac-12 just truck the ball downfield. They could
Yeah,
throw for 500 yards a game.
100%.
Couldn't play defense for shit, and it showed every time that Pac-12 team has made a playoff.
Yeah.
Big 12 wise, I think it's a little bit similar, but they play a little bit better defense. It can those two, in compared to the Big Ten and the SEC, I think it's night and day.
Yeah. I'd say there's two more games that, unless you guys have any others, LSU, Texas A&M, or not Texas A&M, Notre Dame. I'm just gonna say Marcus Freeman's my Aura pick of the year. I love Marcus Freeman, dude.
That was awesome.
I think he's got full
Dude, I
control
was
of his
getting
team.
goosebumps watching that.
Man.
I was getting goosebumps watching him fucking fire up his team while they're playing power.
Raw too, dude.
Yeah, Leonard didn't play the greatest game of all time, but he got it done late. So
Defensive battle.
yeah,
You know what's gonna
defensive
happen.
battle, and
That was
Second half.
that was a fun game to watch.
he's a leader, man.
That was a great game.
They have bought
Miller-
into him.
Oh, wait.
Yeah,
Just
I think
think
Notre
that-
Dame is going to make some shockwaves this year.
They're gonna be
that dude,
undefeated.
really good Notre Dame.
They're gonna be undefeated.
They're
12-0.
they'll have a bye. I think.
They don't
Can't.
get a They don't get a bye, but their bye is because their bye is their conference championship.
So oh shit. So they can't be like a 1-4.
No, they
They're
can
gonna be
only
a
win the
5.
5 and
No,
get a
they-
home game,
No.
Yeah,
which is fair
the Power
because
14.
they don't
Yeah,
get
it's
a
fair.
conference
Independent.
championship.
They're not in a conference.
It's Notre Dame's decision to not be in a conference.
Yeah.
End of the day, yeah.
Realistically, if Notre Dame plays the way that they will, they're gonna end up being a 5 seed.
Their schedule's cakewalk.
Yeah, that
Schedule.
too.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't see any of those teams scoring over 20.
Yeah.
and the toughest team on the schedule is USC at the end of the year,
What's going on with Brian
which
Kelly?
could be
Dude.
Why can't he win an opener?
They I don't know. They didn't look bad though.
They didn't
USC's
look,
a really
they didn't look bad.
USC's an underrated USC team is a scary team, man.
Miller Moss, man, he can
Miller
control
Moss
an
is
offense.
good. He is fucking good. And what about that fucking catch, dude? Holy shit.
Oh my
Hudson,
god.
baby. Kyron Hudson.
Oh my god. One-handed, bro. He made 2 of those. 2 of them.
Dude,
I
that,
think
that was insane.
I do think in the long stretch though, I think LSU is a better team than USC. I think they might have won that game, but I think LSU I think offensively has way more pieces than USC. USC's receiving core is kind of down, man. It's a little iffy. They could put they have players, but LSU, when they start rolling, they're gonna be a really good team. I think that's
So
why
weird, that,
legit.
so
for
weird that
me.
USC's in the Big Ten now.
Yeah, for me, when it comes to USC, they actually have a pretty tough schedule. They had Michigan in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, but I mean, they get Penn State at home, which I think is going to be a huge game. It's part of that October 12th slate, which is unreal.
God
The
bless
last
that
time they played
October
was
12th
Darnold.
slate.
Was Rose Bowl last time USC and Penn State played? That
Yep,
Rose Bowl.
that was
game.
probably the hardest Penn State loss I've watched.
It's a great
in
game.
long time.
That was
That was a
Darnold.
great game.
Darnold, yeah.
Yeah.
It was Darnold. It was
For
it was
Saquon, yeah, man.
full of NFL talent on that team.
Yeah.
On
it
both
was,
teams. Juju is on that team. Adoree Jackson, Saquon, Gesicki, Godwin.
They might have been there.
Aiden, you don't know this name. Deshaun Hamilton. He was a Penn State wide receiver at that time.
Fuck yeah, baby, former Bronco.
Yeah.
John.
Well,
And we lost on a field goal.
are we all set? So we just throw out our Heisman pick right now
Mm-hmm.
and wrap this up. I'll start off, I guess. It's pretty simple. Carson Beck is my #1 overall pick. I think he's the best quarterback in college football. I don't care if the receivers are bad. They're going to win every game. And he's going to look amazing throughout. He's going to walk to Heisman. The only other competition, I think, is Cam Ward, if he runs for, a shit ton of yards. And Miami has, an undefeated season. That's really the only way I see Beck losing this award.
There's one man in Eugene named Dylan Gabriel, man. That offense is set up perfectly for him. That's a perfect setup for him, Dan Lanning. I think if you want to buy stock in a coach, you buy it in fucking him right now in that program. I think Evan Stewart on the outside, Tez Johnson. A lot going on there, man. It's fucking loaded. They're gonna win games and they're gonna score
I
points.
got the weapons.
If
I got the weapons.
if I really had to buy some in a new team, there's no one else that was a better fit for Alabama than the DeBoer hire. And I think Milrose is gonna win Heisman.
I love Milrow.
He's a fucking
I like
dog.
Milrow.
He can do almost everything.
Yeah, Drew Aller.
Serious picks, bro. Serious picks. This is integrity. This is journalist integrity.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to go with Beck.
Yeah, he's
honestly,
seriously thinking about going Drew Aller.
Yeah. No. It's all seriousness. All seriousness. I'm gonna go with Carson Beck too. I mean, Georgia just looks so dominant against Clemson. It was like I'll admit, I'm going to think about that. Clemson was gonna like put up some sort of a fight, and they just they stepped down the field.
They put up a little fight. Georgia didn't look at the same Georgia they always did, though. I still say that.
The thing with this Georgia team, I don't even think we saw the best of them yet, and which is a little scary. Which is
I think their receiving core is way down though.
Definitely.
They have the top.
Definitely.
Yeah, I would also throw in Quinn Ewers.
Hey.
I think he has a great year.
Yeah,
I like Quinn Ewers a lot.
007 Bond.
Yeah, I think in next year's draft, I think it goes back Ewers back, and the first two quarterbacks taken off. Yeah.
Who's
fired me up this year? So
hell yeah.
As a Texas fan, I like Ewers, but I don't know. There's something about him. He gives me a little itch. Like something like I don't think he's a top quarterback like that. He's a great player, but I don't think he's top dog. I don't think it's gonna be because you were just playing bad, but I think Texas is gonna need a spark, and I think Arch is gonna play a little in that game against Michigan. I really do.
He looked like he was in full command when he got his reps.
He was violent too.
It's a silent quarterback battle over there, bro.
Oh wait, I'm also throwing one more person in. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but Terriola McMillan.
Yeah, Arizona.
Oh, he put up fucking Road to Glory stats.
He's a sophomore too. He's a sophomore.
No, he's a junior.
Yeah, dude.
10 catches.
What's Fafita? A junior now?
He's a junior. Dude,
Yeah.
Watch out for Arizona.
Started since freshman year.
Yeah, watch out for Arizona.
Yeah, they're
good.
scary.
They're gonna be.
You got a good
But
corner up there too.
This was the stat line: 10 catches, 304 yards, and 4 touchdowns. He averaged 30.4 yards a catch.
Stop that.
With 10 receptions.
That's video game
That
numbers.
is Road to Glory rookie numbers.
Oof. Well,
It was nuts.
yeah, I like Arizona this year, bro. But if you guys have anything else you want to round out, spit it now before we end. No?
I said my piece.
I think I've said my
Penn
piece.
State 2024 national champion.
Drew, take us home. I'm ready to end this. I got class
All right, boys. Well, this was a great first episode back.
Yeah,
We're happy to be doing this for you guys again. We're gonna get a lot more episodes out this fall. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to be back, boys.
The boys are back, baby.
Boys are back in town.
This was long overdue.
Oh,
Yes.
we're back. We're so
We're
back.
so back.
We need to deal with
We
first
touchdown of the day,
fantasy.
boys.
We need
Xavier Worthy's getting in. You heard it here first. You guys remember Juwan
Come on,
Jennings?
come on.
I remember that shit too. Worthy's getting in.
Oh,
It's gonna be a 4-yard zig route. Watch.
Get out of here.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
that's a good
all
one
right,
to
so-
end on.
You guys are all good. I'm all
Second
good.
quarter.
All right, well,
Good.
so the next episode,
All right.
hopefully we get one in before Sunday. If we don't,
Yep.
I'm gonna. If we don't, then I gotta get all my. I'm gonna post like 15 TikToks to get all my game picks in. But there will be game picks, I promise. So thank you for joining. Gonna make a bunch of clips on this. So yeah, till next episode, I guess.
See you boys. God
Thank you
bless.
for listening.
Peace.
Love you guys.